Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Christmas Culture Club. We're here with Nanna from Iceland again, and we're going to talk this time about New Year's Eve because I think Iceland has one of the most cool ways to celebrate New Year's Eve, and it's someplace I very much want to be on New Year's Eve some year. So, Nanna, tell me about the celebrations and what happens.
Well, that depends largely on your family's tradition, but in Reykjavik, people tend to go out. People eat at home. Everyone eats at home. Family dinner. Uh, Very family-oriented night, the New Year's Eve night. So people meet up. Families meet up usually at the biggest house in the family, maybe the whole largest, you know, house in the clan. And after dinner, there's this show called Áramótaskaup, which is sort of a roasting of events that have happened during the year.
Cool.
Where comedians roast the politicians and everything that has happened during the year. It's sometimes very funny, sometimes nothing is funny, like life is.
We have a really interesting year in Chicago, in Illinois, and in the United States this year, so I'm kind of glad we don't roast. Well, maybe not.
This takes about an hour. First, we have a sort of annal of the year, news annal, domestic and foreign. And during that, people generally just keep eating and drinking and eating more and drinking more.
Nice.
And then people go, or some people go, there's a bonfire. There are bonfires in several places here in Reykjavik. In my area, I live in the western part of Reykjavik. There's one not too far from me, a very popular one by the seaside. And they even drive busloads of tourists by to see it.
Someday I may come and visit. I'm gonna make some Chicago pizza and I'm gonna show up at your family's gathering and go to the bonfire.
And then the roasting television show, and at midnight or just before midnight, the fun starts, and that's the fireworks. And that can go on for 2 or even 3 hours.
Wow.
And you might as well have some earplugs with you, or even, bigger, better something to shield your ears.
Yeah.
And the air is alight for hours.
That's cool.
You may have seen pictures of this mad show, because it really is mad. It's crazy how much we do. We have stopped it because our little contribution was nothing to write home about. But our neighbors...
I'll give you 2,000 kroners and be done with it. I'll just give you cash to buy in. So, yeah. Very cool.
Our neighbors do it magnanimously, so we just watch theirs nowadays.
Cool. That's awesome. I am a firework lover, so I think that's what entrances me about Icelandic New Year's Eve, but also the fact that from what I've read, I mean, homes are open to strangers. Like you walk around and meet community and tourists. I don't think you want to be overwhelmed by tourists, but tourists, as long as they're respectful, are welcome. So, I've seen some of the bonfires, and just the communal nature of the celebration, I think is something that I very much respect.
I think, well, Icelanders are quite welcoming, although we may seem a bit brusque at times. I think it's just the language, how we speak, possibly. But I mean, I may be something different, but if I see someone on the street who's obviously in trouble or lost or something, I go out of my way to help, and everyone I know does too. So I really don't know who the people are who don't. I don't know anyone who doesn't.
Might be hitting on something, but it is the perception of the language from the outside. And I mean, as a people, I've been coming to Iceland for 25 years, and it's like the first time I came, we got stuck in a blizzard, and it was two of us. We had no idea where we were getting dinner that night. The bus driver dropped us somewhere after a tour, and he's like, here's the mall, go hang out there. And we ended up talking to all these amazing local people in the mall that night, and somebody ended up driving us home to our hotel. It was just a culture of welcome. And I'm from the Midwest in the United States, and I think it's something about the bad weather, that we all have to survive bad weather, and it makes us aware of how much we need to rely on our neighbors. No matter what it is, sometimes you need a handout, you need help. And I feel like, Iceland, especially from your perspective in what it was, 60 some odd years ago to now, a much tougher climate, that you do just have to rely on neighbors. You can't do it alone. It's about the community. And I think that shows up in every part of Icelandic culture that I've ever experienced. I mean, there's a reason I keep coming back. So, So how was it different being in a village compared to being in Reykjavik? Like, is it the same concept where everyone gets together and bonfires and just a smaller grouping?
Yeah, it's just on a smaller scale. It's all the same, but just on a very much smaller scale.
Probably.
But I have to tell you a story. We used to run a very small Airbnb here at home. And there was this young girl who was staying with us, and she was going to fly to Ísafjörður on a Saturday. And the weather was beastly. And she had vacated her room, and the flight was not going. And she was sitting here. I wasn't at home. I had to go to work, and the room was taken by someone else already. And the other room was also taken. So she was just sitting here. And she sat here crying, called her dad and said, I can't go. I don't know what to do. And my husband said, I'm not throwing you out. If the worst comes to the worst and the plane isn't going today, you'll just sleep in our TV lounge. That's not a problem. I'm not throwing you out. Just take it easy, calm down. She would not believe this.
Yeah.
But I think this is, I have 3 kids. If one of them had been in her situation, I just hope to God that someone would have done the same for my kids. I would never have accepted that we had thrown her out into the street.
Yeah.
I think this is the Icelandic nature. You just don't leave people in the lurch.
Yeah. Well, it's the code of travelers too. You know, like I've traveled. Traveling is the most important part of my life. And I've been in situations like that girl where, you're young, you don't know how to plan, you may not have financial resources, and you don't know where you're going the next day or how you're going to do it. And I've been blessed by kindness from so many strangers that it's something that I give back. It's very important to me to give back, especially to people that are traveling, but just in life in general, and I think that's the power of traveling, the power of exploring different places, different cultures, and understanding how other people live, not judging. These 2 conversations have been magical to just understand a place that I've had a lot of experience with, and given me so much more insight. But it's just a kindness of a culture that lives on the edge, that your neighbor helping you out with milk or a piece of meat could be the difference between your family starving and not, or this family's going into Reykjavik, like, can you please pick me up something? I need this medicine. Someone's sick. You know, I mean, we're about to have a snowstorm here in Chicago. I have knee surgery. I know that my neighbors will take care of, you know, picking up the snow and walking my dogs out of kindness, and I've done the same for them, you know. So I think we both live by a code of kindness and smart ass
Yeah,
humor.
in equal measures.
100%. So, all right, Nanna. Well, thank you again for the conversation about New Year's.
Thanks.
I
Thanks a
will
lot.
hope to experience it someday with you. That
Mhm.
we'll get up to Reykjavik and go check out your seaside bonfire. It sounds
Yeah,
absolutely perfect. So, all right.
I
How do you
always.
say Happy New Year's in Icelandic?
Gleðilegt nýtt ár.
Oh, that one's going to take me some time. All right. I will practice. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much. Have a very wonderful holiday season.
thank you. You too.